So, I'm finally getting around to making the video. I want to watch some guys pull the pull start out like that before they shut the saw off. The simple answer is it doesn't matter anymore. You don't have to do it. But the reason is, on a lot of older saws, if you didn't do that, it would cause damage. I can show you with this. Do this one-handed. There we go. Come on. There it is. So, what it comes down to are these steel dogs. These are fixed to the flywheel. On older saws, especially, all saws were made this way up until, well, really all not that too long ago, in all honesty. And the reason they were put here is so that when they spun like that, or like that, at speed, they fly apart and they get out of the way, and they don't grind on the actual starter. When you come over here, you can see the starter has these little catches. These catch on these steel starters. And what happens on new saws, it's not nearly as important because the recoil mechanism itself is stronger. But on older saws, and especially older McCullochs are really known for it, when it's spinning this way, when it kicks back this way, these come in and they can catch on these dogs themselves, on here, twisting this, pulling the starter rope in tighter. On older saws, it can actually break these off, because a lot of older saws, these pieces are now becoming pretty fragile as they're getting to be 40, 50, 60 years old. It can stress the rope itself, break the rope. It can spread the actual pulley apart and break this side of the pulley off. It can actually cause damage to the ferrule in there, causing a sharp edge, which then cuts your rope. And it can also break the dogs on the flywheel itself. On a modern saw, you can buy these. On a modern saw, you can buy a whole new pull start. You can buy the new pulley, you can buy the new spring, you can buy any part in here that you need. On older saws, such as some of the old McCullochs, for me personally, I run a McCulloch 125 every once in a while. You cannot buy those recoil parts that easily, or cheaply, or readily. So saving out on the recoil is something very important to do. Me personally, the reason I do pull the starter rope out like that when I'm stopping a saw is habit. On Huskies, it can actually kind of help the recoil. Again, it's not a huge deal, especially where all the parts are modernly available, still made, still in production. You can get all the parts you need, but on older saws, again, like the McCullochs, the old Home Lights, saws such as that, where you cannot buy the recoil parts cheaply or easily, or sometimes even at all, it's important that you do save out on the recoil as much as possible to prevent any unnecessary damage. Just putting this recoil back together so I don't forget that. So, when you pull it out like that, when you see the handle itself jerk in that little bit, that's relieving all the pressure that would have been put on the recoil mechanism itself. Again, modern saws, it doesn't matter. On steel saws, however, I don't have a steel recoil with me to show you. The dogs themselves are on the pulley, on the recoil pulley, not on the flywheel. So when you pull it out like that, the dogs spread out and engage with the flywheel. What some people say is if you pull it out like that when it's running on the steel, you will grind the dogs down. Does it happen? Yes, slowly over time, but the dogs themselves are a wear component that should be replaced periodically. I try to replace mine every year. Again, it's cheap insurance, and there's nothing worse than breaking the dogs when you're out in the brush. And you can't just go run back to the truck and grab a new set. The other thing I have to say is it's still, well, pulling like that, which, yeah, it looks like it's doing something, but because the dogs are on the pulley itself, the flywheel can kick back and backfire a little, and it won't actually engage the dogs, which would in turn not put any strain on the rope, the handle, or any part of the recoil mechanism. It's a different system. It's not necessarily better or worse. It's just different. It's how Stihl does it versus how Husqvarna does it. Does it make a huge difference in the long run doing it on these modern saws? No. Does it make a difference on the old saws? Yes, it does, which is why I still do it on the new saws, just as it's a habit I've created from running so many vintage power saws. Running the vintage power saws, you have to be a little more mindful, as any damage that happens to even something as simple as the recoil, the parts aren't readily available, so you might have to actually take the saw out of use for an extended period of time. The parts as well are also very expensive at this point. So anything I can do to save out on those saws helps, and where it doesn't do any damage to a modern saw, and it can in fact somewhat help the Husqvarnas, it makes it worth it to do it on all my saws. It's just a habit I've started. I do it on camera, off camera, on 365, 390, 044s, 046s. Every saw I run, I do that, and I'm not going to say it makes a difference on even the Huskies, because most people don't do it, and I very rarely find recoil issues with them. But it can't hurt, and it does. It's a habit that will save on older saws. So why not do it? That's my philosophy on it, but I'd like to know what you guys think in the comments. But thank you guys for watching. This was a video idea from Hey Chaff and Sawdust. He made a video about this a couple weeks ago, and I've been meaning to get around to it. I just haven't had time. So if you guys are still watching, please go give him a follow, because he's a really cool dude. But thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.